Alright, anyways. Investigation. The Bellaire house. Paranormal quest. Paranormal quest. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We all know this shit is not real. Let's face it, this shit is not real.
I don't think it's just ghosts. I think that this is something that's demonic.
We invite any spirit that is within this home.
I am definitely dying, by the way. I can guarantee you, I'm definitely getting nuked in a few seconds, minutes. I'm gonna get nuked around this part.
Within this area. To come here and communicate with us.
I walk in here, it's just, I feel sick. I really try not to come to the house very much because of that.
You're good at pushing people around, oppressing people. Push me.
It's like, haha, I did it again. Haha, next time you're gonna die. Haha, your son's with you. Yeah. You know, it's bad. Steve, it's bad.
When you explain death, and when you explain the afterlife, there isn't one unifying answer to appease the masses.
I shined my flashlight around the bed. I don't know what it was.
Okay, leave it. Nope. I will absolutely... Let's cancel it. Nah, I will sit through this. If it happens, just so I can stretch your balls.
It was like a mask.
With this in mind, we set out on our own shared quest. A quest to establish our own individual beliefs.
Ooh, who's down here with me? Ooh, I got chills all over my body right now. Holy shit.
Each location we visit makes its lasting impression on each of us, as we do for them.
And it's probably not even the footage that will kill me. It's the music that will kill me. For sure.
And I felt unwelcome, and I feel like there's people in every single seat, like, looking right at us right now.
The paranormal found us, so we made it our mission to search for proof of life after death.
Who's in the house? Who's in here with me?
Bellaire, Ohio. I will make a lot of Ohio memes. Because this is only in Ohio.
The township of Bellaire, Ohio, is a community of hard-working individuals. But just below the surface of this harmonious town lies history that has been locked away, like secrets, waiting anxiously to be discovered. Almost all of this history can be traced back to one house where it all started. It has been appropriately named the Bellaire House, built in the late 1800s by Englishman and coal miner Jacob.
Is that what the Bellaire Witch is built based on? Or something like that? I thought there was a movie like that, where that was literally also based on. I don't know, seems to be the case.
Hetherington. Hetherington came to this area to make his fortune off of the unmined coal of the Ohio Valley. He acquired 800 acres of land and owned all of what is now Bellaire, and he built his home on this land that sits on top of the mines. The house was eventually passed down to Jacob's grandchildren, Lyde and...
Wait, so it was built on top of the mines? Yeah, who wouldn't want to live in a house that is built on top of mines? Who would want to do that? Of a mine. Who would want to do that? I wouldn't move into this.
Edwin Hetherington, who lived almost their entire lives in their grandfather's estate. Just as the two had reached adulthood, tragically, Lyde Hetherington died. In his grief, an obsession was born within Edwin. An obsession to conduct seances within the house to contact the spirit of his beloved sister. To this day, it is believed that Edwin opened a spiritual doorway to the other side, letting all manner of spirits, good and evil, flood into the house. These spirits had an effect on Edwin, and they continue to have an effect on every family who lives in this house. We are desperate to find out how the history of death and the history of rituals within this house has affected the energy. So Steve travels to meet the owner of the house, Kristen.
Just burn down the entirety of Bellaire. Just burn down the entirety of Bellaire. At this point.
Lee at her office to discuss how the house has affected her.
So why won't you go back in the house?
The house does not like people, period. It doesn't want anybody in there. I mean, it's chased us out, it's chased the last set of renters out.
Do you think the house has it in for you? I mean, do you think the house wants to harm you, kill you for that matter? I mean, do you think...
Has it tried to harm me? Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. It's threw my dog up against the wall. It threw the grounds.
The fucking dog? It threw the dog against the wall? Huh? What the fuck would you throw a dog against the wall? The fuck?
Keeper pushed him down the steps to the second-story window where he went through the second-story window, and had he fallen out, he would have it would have been fatal. Being held down, being sick, being nauseous. You know, I can remember there were times when, gosh darn, you know, I was the only one in the house, and I wouldn't leave the house for weeks, and I would just stay up in that bedroom. And there was a time where I got down to 130 pounds, and I didn't eat, and I didn't sleep. I would wake up naked in that back bedroom, have no idea how I got back there. But the very last part, when I came to the conclusion...
Naked? Naked. What? Naked? How the Are you sure you're not just sleepwalking, by any chance? That you just wake up naked? Butt naked?
And, you know, I'm not going back in that house. It was, my son and I were coming home from Bellaire. We had a death in the family. We were at the wake, and then we had swung by the Bellaire house real quick just to see if the lights were on the porch and to make sure everything was secure for the night. On the way home on State Route 40, we were hit head-on collision, and the van that hit us spun and almost went into the interstate, the median in the interstate. And I just immediately started praying. I was praying to St. Michael, as don't protect, don't let that happen. As soon as the van stopped, on the radio, directly on the radio, and tonight at the Bellaire house, and I'm like, we don't have any ads running. We can't afford advertisement. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
And then it just... and it
like,
stopped,
you know,
poking me.
Yeah.
It's like, haha, I did it again. Haha, next time you're gonna die. Haha, your son's with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's bad. Steve, it's bad.
Yeah.
So it was very odd. I don't think it's just ghosts. I think that
Yeah, the ghosts and demons in that house would be very scared if a dude Steve came up to them.
this is something that's demonic.
Yeah, way more.
Very intelligent, very evil, and the sulfur. Ugh.
What would you recommend us say or do in order to get the best evidence possible?
Sulfur? It smells in that house like sulfur? Okay.
Possible.
You don't have to say or do anything. You just walk in.
All right.
Walk in, start your equipment, go room by room, and stick together. Don't be separated. You know, you'll be talking to Ryan, and it won't be Ryan behind you. It'll be something else.
In most cases of hauntings, the whole family will be affected by the paranormal activity. So I traveled to the house to meet Kristen's husband, Daniel, to see what he has experienced within the house.
So Daniel, how long did you live in this house?
Kristen lived in it before I did. I lived in it with her probably maybe about a year or more.
What was it like? What was your experience like living in this house?
When
bro was living in that house for a year and then moved out, no more. Fuck the ghosts. Holy shit, I just heard. You heard? Interesting. What did you hear?
The very first time I came over, when we had first started dating, before I actually lived here, I call it my introduction to the house. But when I first came over to hang out, she called me. It was storming outside real bad. She called me. She wanted me to come over. She said that the house was acting up. Now I've lived in a couple places that had some activity in it, but nothing like this, which I would come to find out, nothing like this. But so I come over, you know, storming out, whatnot. We're in here, upstairs, and you just hear this boom on the one door, boom on another door, boom,
like someone knocking.
Boom, right, and it goes around, all right, and then it gets louder and louder.
Somebody just wanted in. Why didn't you let him in? Let me in.
Louder and faster and faster and louder, and then all of a sudden, all at once, it's just this loud boom, and then it stops.
What do you think actually haunts this house?
Well, you know, what I know of the house is you have Indian burial ground behind the house. You know, you have the river that runs through the front. You've got catacombs that go underneath, and you have death in the house. So to me, and the way I look at it is, you know, everything is energy. You know, the lights, the camera, it's everything. Us, it just soaks it in. And over the years, I think all the...
It was me, Barry. I knocked at your door, so you just shit your pants in super speed.
It's just absorbed all the death. To me, it's like a beacon, almost like a magnet. I think many spirits come through here, not just the ones that are with the house, so to speak.
I know Kristen subscribes to the idea that there is something of dark energy here, like malevolent, or you could say demonic. Here. Do you feel that this is a house that does have evil spirits in it? And how do you think that they got here?
Sometimes when I walk in here, I feel sick. I really try not to come to the house very much because of that.
Right.
Upstairs in the attic, I don't go there. Of all the time that that we lived here and coming back here, I think I've only been in the attic maybe twice. I don't like it. As soon as I touch the door, I feel heavy. I feel like someone's just pushing down on me. And it's just a dark energy. It's like walking through a thick...
What if it's just collective delusion? That's a thing. I've heard.
Mass of just disgust, so to speak. That's how I feel.
Right.
When I'm here.
Right.
So there were nights that when we would go to sleep, we would actually lock the door to the bedroom, and it would still open.
Wow.
You could lay there, and they're older doors, but you could just lay there and watch the door handle just open, and sometimes it would come closed again.
Right. The activities, per se, things you've experienced, it makes this house not feel like a home. It makes you feel unsafe.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, because there are times, the back bedroom, there's a couple times I've heard scratching and growling and things like that, and when at first I would hear something like that, I'm always like trying to play it off a little bit, even though I had already had experiences and seen things. There's still some things I would hear that I'm like, there's no way, and it just happened so much that.
So this house really is a portal to hell, then.
I firmly believe so. I mean, because it's, it plays on your emotions so much, both good and bad, and when you deal with dark entities and demonic things like that, they will present you with something nice to just to get you in there.
Right.
And then
I think this is just acting. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, they are going inside, but still, there's a lot of ways to fake this. So I don't know.
And and then it turns.
Kristen had mentioned a story of a groundskeeper who was violently pushed down the stairs and through a window.
It threw the groundskeeper, pushed him down the steps to the second-story window, where he went through the second-story window. And had he fallen out, it would have been fatal.
We tracked down this groundskeeper, Jeff Taflin, in order to have him tell us the story firsthand.
So I'm here with Jeff the Goat Taflin, right?
Yeah.
What's your job here at the Bellaire house?
Groundskeeper.
And I heard you got pushed through a window.
Yeah.
What had happened before that?
Nothing. I just was walking and all of a sudden pushed.
After a long day of researching and gathering interviews, we decided to take a break, rest up, and prepare for our investigation.
But how pushed? Like, downstairs? How do we know bro just did not slip? Do you believe it? Demons are real, or are you more saying the show might just be fake stuff? It might just be fake stuff as well. Maybe a combination of both. You can never trust these things, that's the problem.
The next night. When we return, we will be ready to make communication with the spirits of the Bellaire house. But before we can start making contact, we have a few more pieces of the puzzle to put together. We bring in Shelby, who came to a public event here at the Bellaire house and captured some interesting evidence.
Okay, Shelby, so you were here in January on an event where there were many people investigating, but this particular cabinet right here, you saw something happen with this. What happened?
Well, I was sitting on the bed with a couple other people, and they had a spirit box. I think that's what it's called. And we were talking to it, and I looked over at the cabinet, and we asked it to open the cabinet, and the cabinet was already like this, but it opened, and it was kind of like this for a moment, and then opened.
And you caught this on video, right?
Yes.
Another thing that happened that night, you were upstairs in the attic, again, doing the spirit box session. What kind of happened?
Again, what if literally just a string was attached, it opened? Did somebody pulled on it? Who knows? Not everything's visible.
with that spirit box?
Well, I called everybody over there, and everybody was standing around me and stuff, and we were asking it questions, and it said my name like 4 times, and everybody heard it. Everybody was like amazed, and they started asking it questions. They were like, "Do you like Shelby?" And it said yes. It was crazy.
So it's as if a spirit here wanted to call out to you personally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really awesome. So do you think this house is haunted then?
For sure.
For sure?
For sure.
Okay, well tonight, since whatever spirit in the attic seemed to have a liking for you,
Yeah.
we'll have you stay for a little while and investigate with us and see if we can get that spirit to talk to you again.
Okay.
After hearing...
I'll be honest, if something calls out my name, I will never go back again. The only thing I will do is I will grab what the fuck? Yeah, let's grape the ghost. I will grab gasoline, and whether the family is in that house or not, I'll burn it. I'll burn that shit. I am not dealing with this. Nuh-uh. Can't speak for others, but I've been in a home that had demonic activity. Interesting. I had nothing of the sorts.
Hearing these insane stories of paranormal activity, we can't wait to start investigating this house. And because this house is considered to be so active, we decided it would be a perfect location to try a brand new experiment. So I sit down with the newest member of Paranormal Quest, Jason McKinney, to discuss what this experiment entails.
So Jason, one of the things we're going to experiment with tonight are germanium diodes, which have a rich history in inciting spirit communication. What are these diodes, and how are we going to use them tonight to try and catch spirit voices?
Ryan, these diodes actually, they were devised by a guy named Konstantin Raudiv. He was a Latvian writer and a scientist, and he was very interested in electronic voice phenomena. He lived from the early 20th century to around 1970s. And as I say, he was very interested in EVPs, and during his experiments and his research into the phenomena itself, he actually devised a more or less a detuned crystal radio set using a germanium diode as a microphone, essentially as an input, if you will. And so he found that recording with these diodes, he would begin picking up many unidentified and unexplained voices, which he couldn't explain. And
when are we getting the Ghostbusters, by the way? When are we getting their lasers? At this point, if you have a house like that, you might as well bring them along. Whatever it was didn't speak, that would have made it creepier. The paranormal stuff stopped after we burned and got rid of some items that we thought might be the source. Interesting. Weird. But we never had this. The most paranormal stuff that happens is, I don't know, my dad's intense snoring. That sounds like a demon.
These diodes, what they do is they record only a certain frequency. As I say, the diode itself is detuned. It's not tuned to any particular frequency. So any type of voice that you get through this is almost by definition paranormal, because these diodes do not pick up, as a regular microphone does, ambient noise, our voices, and other types of background noises, etc.
That's really cool because it takes the risk of contamination of your EVP session completely out of the equation. And like you said, if we catch any voices on this, we're going to know that they're paranormal. And that's what we're looking for as paranormal investigators, is to be able to isolate the incidences in which we can capture these pieces of paranormal evidence so that we know for sure this is not human, this is not natural, this is paranormal, this is spiritual. So I'm excited to test this.
And aside from that, the occasional banging in the attic, but that it can be explained away with some animals getting in there. Like, we had a bird once in there who somehow managed to get inside, started flying against the window. Since that place is not really accessible anymore, I don't even know if the bird got out, to be fair. But that's pretty much it.
Out tonight.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Strangely, my lavalier mic receives a strange frequency burst caused by some sort of energy.
Not natural. This is paranormal. This is spiritual. So I'm excited to test this out tonight.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
We're not sure whether this frequency burst is being caused by the route of diodes in Jason's hand, or there's some other unexplained force at play, but we have to document that the microphone received the frequency burst so that we can take it into consideration when reviewing evidence. Now that we've compiled all the information and interviews, it's time for us to start the investigation. And we don't feel that there's any better way to incite communication than to use
Finally comes the good part, okay. Finally comes the good part.
Shelby and Nina as trigger objects. Last time Shelby was inside the house, there seemed to be a spirit that took a liking to her, saying her name over the spirit box. So we will head back to the exact location where this happened, to the attic, and try and see if we can use this knowledge to incite activity.
So we have Jason with the spirit box there.
Just go sack, turn it on whenever.
Yep, whenever you're ready. So right there is the route of diode experiment.
Here at the stairs.
Oh. Touch that. Can you get close to it? Yeah, it's something dripping.
So are the beeping noises and the light, is that telling us that that something is happening?
Come on, you can do it. Touch it. Get closer to it if you can. There you go. So what that is it's a proximity meter. So the closer you get to the antenna, it'll light up. And the closer you get to it, the more light.
The thing is, like, who's saying somebody's not clicking a button and then it makes that beep sound and the light goes on? That's the problem with these. That's why you always have to take it with a grain of salt, because you never know.
It's a light up.
Is anybody in here with us right now? If you're here, can you touch that thing over there?
Do you recognize someone in this room?
Is this Edmund? Can you get closer to that?
Come on, grab that and hold it. Hold on to it for a long period of time.
Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, again, the problem is we don't know because we don't see everyone's hands. We don't see all the people there. You know, somebody might just stand behind the cupboard there, and then you know, it's just pressing a button, and then this happens, right? We can't prove that. I'm back. Welcome back, Joe. Like, we can't prove that.
There you go. Do you want to switch that out just in case, Dave?
You okay?
What's the matter?
I just felt something fly right past my face.
Like a bug?
No, it was like a big gust of wind. Like if I
Well, I
just...
just had that little bit on my neck. That's why I took my beanie off.
Really?
Went up the stairs, yeah.
It was just kind of like if I went... It was just like if someone went like that and blew air across.
Can you do that again? To somebody else in this room? Make us feel your presence?
That was really weird.
Do you want to turn the spirit box on, Jason?
Yeah.
The REM pod is alarming, hinting to us that there may be a spirit in our presence, so we decide to set up the SB11 spirit box to try and make communication. Also, this is a similar tool to what Shelby had used in the attic when her name came across.
Didn't get nuked. Not yet. Can still happen, but not yet. We'll see. Could still happen for 30 minutes, could happen for 40 minutes, could happen for 50 minutes. It depends. But I think at 20 minutes, it might still be pretty sure. I guess it could still happen if a song comes up.
Last time she was in the house.
And we were asking it questions, and it said my name like 4 times, and everybody heard it.
If there's anyone up here, you can use this box to communicate with us. You've used it before. Come and speak as loud as you can into this device.
Yeah, nah, bro. Yeah, nah, bro. Yeah, nah. Don't you think you would get a massive influx of content like this if ghosts were genuinely yapping into a little microphone? Nah, bro.
Ice in my left hand. Speak as loud as you can. Let us hear your voice.
I don't think it's just ghosts. I think that this is something that's demonic.
Does anybody here remember me from last time? Is that your fault?
Yeah, sorry.
Bro just dropped it. Bro ruined the mood. The only demonic thing that's gonna happen is that if this is a hot ghost, the back shots she's gonna receive.
Was that on video?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely, it was on video. It right as soon as I panned over to you too.
Yeah. Hold your ears, kids.
What's over there across? Is that a house?
Yeah.
I just saw something blinking on the side of that house.
Speaker off. Really?
Yeah.
Did you just run it on my camera?
No. Look how far away I am.
Something just bumped my camera.
Something bumped into your camera?
Yeah. I felt it like... That was weird.
Because very few voices seemed to be coming through, we decided to try a different tactic, setting the spirit box down on the floor and all standing around it as if being observers to the conversation. We hope that this technique will yield results and paranormal evidence.
Whip. There's two options here. Either bro is black, or bro owns slaves. There can only be two options. Interesting.
Is Edmund here?
Also, it kind of sounds like, probably, this sounds like a train. Ghost busts. Busting inside a ghost. Bumped into camera, probably his ass aura. Large booty energy. Whip. Well, I heard a fart. It could be both. So one of those just found it funny and just released the stink.
Same voice.
Yeah.
Where that was.
Sounded female almost, didn't it?
Brother, I can't hear shit. I can't hear help. I cannot hear shit. What do you mean help? There's no help. There's never been any help.
Now, if you get close to that device there in the center of the floor with all the lights on it, and you try and talk through it, we can hear your voice. Can you say something to us?
Pause! It's a ghost. A gooner ghost. Pause. Help my insanity. Nah, bro is horny. That's why he needs help. Maybe that's why he was interested in one of the women.
Same voice. Each time it happens twice.
The Pierce bro does not want to receive back shots. He wants to give back shots. I understand.
Can any of you tell us your names?
Ed?
Yeah. last time? Do you remember my name?
Did it say that? I thought I heard it say that.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, bro is saying name. Yeah, bro, we know what bro is. We know what he is. Doesn't matter which age you die. We all have only one goal. Gooner ghost, gooner ghost.
Say Shelby. Can you say Shelby again, clear?
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to speak is more than welcome to.
Who do you recognize in this room?
It's not a good stop.
Yeah. It's like how the voices stop coming through.
It seems dude has enough. Bro did not get what he wanted and left.
Are you still there?
This session in the attic with Shelby and Nina has yielded various unexplained voices coming across the spirit box, but that activity has seemed to subside. At this point, we decide to take Shelby and Nina home, and while the house is vacant, we decide to proceed with our abandonment tactic. While we're gone, we set up various pieces of audio recording equipment around the house to capture any audio evidence.
Well, now the ghost is probably not longer excited. Help me, it's a masochist ghost. He choked on a dildo and died. Chokes on cock and dies.
That may present itself. We also set up a camera on the second floor, pointing down towards the bedroom Kristen used to sleep in. It was in this bedroom that she had some of her most sinister experiences.
I can remember there were times when, gosh darn, you know, I was the only one in the house and I wouldn't leave the house for weeks and I would just stay up in that bedroom. And there was a time where I got down to 130 pounds and I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. I would wake up naked in that back bedroom, have no idea how I got back there.
In just about 8 minutes and 30 seconds after we left, the camera and the digital recorder placed on the second floor captured what sounds like a female disembodied voice.
You know what that reminds me of? Remember in Scary Movie 2? When they went into this haunted mansion, right? And that one chick did something with that ghost. Girl, why did you end up naked? That's the more important question.
And periodically, this camera's audio captured movement that sounds as if it is coming from different areas throughout the house. After listening to the evidence that we captured on this abandonment tactic, we ask ourselves, who are these spirits speaking to while we are gone?
Other spirits? Logically, right?
We entered the house, armed with our equipment, attempting to find the best way to communicate with these spirits. So to start this investigation, we decided that we would try and conduct our own seance, just like Edwin Hetherington used to do to try and communicate with the spirit of his lost sister, Lyde Hetherington. Would this style of communication help bring out these spirits because it is so familiar?
We're calling upon any spirits associated with this house, or any spirits that can hear my voice. We invite you to come into our circle. We invite you to come into this house and communicate with us tonight. We invite you to use our equipment, to use our energy, and to come to us directly tonight inside this house to prove that you exist and to prove that you are real. Come forward and show us a sign of your presence here inside this circle.
The thing is this, right? Realistically, why would a ghost give a fuck? I have to ask this question. Why would a ghost give a fuck? Why would they care? Talking to living humans.
We
mean no disrespect, no harm. Like Ryan said, we just wish to communicate with you.
During this seance, as we try and entice the spirits of the Bellaire house into communication, we have various pieces of equipment set up in front of us. In the center of the table we have the REM pod, which is a proximity meter. Creating its own magnetic field, this antenna detects when that magnetic field is broken, causing this device to alarm. If a spirit gets close to the center of this circle, this device will alarm. We're also running the routive diode experiment, which Jason explained earlier.
So any type of voice that you get through this is almost by definition paranormal, because these diodes do not pick up, as a regular microphone does, ambient noise, our voices, and other types of background noises, etc.
We invite any spirit that is within this home.
Also, can I just say this? Bro is locked the fuck in. Bro is more locked in than EDP when he sees a cupcake. Bro is hyper locked in. Bro is preparing for the worst.
Or within this area to come here and communicate with us. We open up the lines of communication for the next 4 to 5 hours. So we're sitting here at this table just as Edwin Hetherington would have, trying to communicate the lost souls of his loved ones. So we too want to communicate with you. So come forward, communicate. Come forward and talk. Come forward and be known inside this house tonight. As we're opening up the lines for spiritual communication, the routive diode sitting on the table directly in front of us captures a strange and unexplained sound that we cannot decipher. Remember, this diode does not pick up any natural sounds, so there is no way we can find an explanation for this sound. And as Jason said, capturing sounds or voices on this diode can be classified almost immediately as paranormal. When the circle is broken, the line of communication will be open for any and all spirits within this area. Within this house and this house alone, you will communicate with us. Specifically Edwin Hetherington, we invite you to sit at this table with us in this chair, to take part in that ritual. Can you please give us a sign of your presence?
I'll be real. Should I ever end up as a ghost or a spirit, I will troll the shit out of everyone. I will definitely make sure that people know I'm there. I will troll you. I will give you like lipstick. I will give you hickeys. I will give you a wet willy every night whilst you're sleeping. They broke the circle. You never break the circle. It appears. I will be the most obnoxious ghost. You're not gonna be haunted. It's gonna feel. You're gonna feel rage baited, even. Not haunted, rage baited. I will rage bait living human beings. Should I ever end up as a ghost? You're gonna wear glasses, and when you stand somewhere with your glasses, I will just use my transparent tongue and lick your glasses.
Edwin Hetherington, is that you?
I will steal your hats and put an ectoplasma dump in it.
Can you get close to that device?
Try as hard as you can, you may hit the second light. Intensify it. Intensify your energy. There you go. Keep going. You can do it. Try to hit that second light.
Interesting. If I end up as a ghost, I will write write on your bathroom mirror nice cock for women, and for men I will write nice tits. You will be peeing standing, and I will make it so that your little pee beam goes like the wrong way and misses the toilet. That's the kind of obnoxious I will be. You will wash your hands, and your shirt will just go down and get wet too. I will place Legos throughout the house. That's the kind of ghost I will be. You will stub your toe because of me. You will cut your dick while shaving. Or your puss.
Come on. There's enough energy in here to do it.
That's weird that we've been sitting here for this long with that on and it hasn't done anything until we mentioned Edwin and invite Edwin into the seance. Edwin, can you tell us who we should communicate with here tonight?
Roseanne's rather angry now. Someone peeing and the pee goes 90-degree upwards. That's how blonde people are created. Imagine if those beeps are the scent. So it's for swear words. Bro's just hurling slurs at this point.
Stop. Stop. Just before this activity dissipates, we capture a couple of strange voices on the diode sitting on the table. It almost sounds like a man and a woman talking to each other. And as the activity slowly fades out, we decide it's time to move on with
I once again can't hear shit.
This investigation. All four of us will head up to the second floor. This is where all the bedrooms are, where most of the activity was centered when Kristen and her family lived inside the house.
There were nights that when we would go to sleep, we would actually lock the door to the bedroom, you know, and it would still open.
Okay, so we're going to do the routive diode experiment with the germanium diode that Jason has. We're going to do our best to try and see if that audio device using that diode.
I just realized, when you're a ghost, you can just say all the no-no words you weren't able to say before. What are they gonna do, cancel you on Twitter? You're already dead. They can't take your job.
We can make communication with the spirits. This bedroom right here is actually where Kristen was held down in her bed, and where she also said her dog was thrown up against the wall.
Has it tried to harm me? Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. It's threw my dog up against the wall.
So who in here, who resides within this room? Who up here likes to torture Kristen?
That will be me. Bedroom where most activity centered. True. No, pause. That's not that did not go where it should have not gone. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Imagine you banging and a ghost just sitting in that chair watching you. Just imagine that now. Just imagine, like, the spirits are everywhere, and each time you're fucking, you have uninvited guests watching you. Now you mentioned it, all ghosts technically cucks.
Is there a reason why you would oppress her in this room? We continued to investigate in this second floor bedroom for 20 more minutes, and all seemed quiet within the house. We're beginning to wonder if this tactic of investigation is working for this location. All four of us investigating together seems to yield no results, so we decided...
Remember, in Scary Movie 2, they did it in a bed and on the floor, at the wall, and at the ceiling. I mean, there should be both gender of ghost. But the question is, can they physically interact with each other? Is that still a thing? Because they're constantly watching, regardless, right? You never know, right? They're still watching though. So technically, while they still have action, they're also cucks, right? That's what I'm saying.
To switch it up, and even though Kristen warned us against it,
Walk in, start your equipment, go room by room, and stick together. Don't be separated.
we're each going to investigate part of this house alone. First, Dave will be by himself on the first floor, covering the kitchen, living room, foyer, and dining room. While Dave is investigating by himself, we will leave the house. So any type of activity or movement within this old, haunted home can be considered paranormal.
So I'm here. I'm the only one in here with you. There is a REM pod over there on the piano. Could you play a song for me?
Imagine, right? In like when all of our generation is dead, right? And is gonna end up as ghosts. And ghost hunters of the next generation will look up. And then the most terrifying thing a ghost will say is, if you move, you're gay. Or, I'm gonna clap your cheeks. Or even worse. Or even worse. Imagine you record a ghost and it says skibbity. Or Riz. This will end all ghost hunting. It will just vanquish all ghost hunting when the ghost says skibbity toilet.
What is your name? Do you realize that you've passed on?
I think bro for sure knows that he has passed on, or girl. What do I know? Interesting. What is your name, Tony? What's up, homie? I'm Tony. And then the ghost tries to sell you LED signs. Yeah, the ghost is not really talkative. Which is like, right? If you're like a ghost, why would you not be talkative? This is why this wouldn't make sense. Like somebody of our generation would be turned into a ghost. Bro, you would just yap. It would be like, oh, touch this. It would be like, you just yap their shit.
That we're in two separate realms?
I'll be real. Even if there was no paranormal activity in that house, I would not be alone in any house in the dark. Regardless. That just feels weird and off-putting. Just saying. Okay, dear. We'll look at that. Look, the oven! It's beeping! Clearly ghost.
I'm not sure what that was.
That fuck ass looks like a face, I'm gonna be honest. That fuck ass looks like a face. Why does this look like a face? We have like eyes. Wait, that's a skull, isn't it? I'm like, bro, what the fuck? That's a skull, right? Is that a skull? Wait, but the skull wouldn't have eyes. Why the fuck is that here? Who placed that here? What the frick? Like nose, mouth. I think that's a skull. But a skull's eyes wouldn't reflect. What the fuck is that? Did they preserve an alien head? What the heck is this? I just realized.
Days 15.
It's a prop. Yeah, it's got to be a prop. Glass ball. But something's inside that glass ball.
15 minutes on the first floor comes to a close, and as we move back in and regroup, it's time for the next solo mission. Next, Jason will start off his solo mission by himself in the basement. Throughout the duration of his session, he will move wherever the activity pulls him.
Alright, this is Jason here. This is February 11th. I'm at the Bellaire house in the basement. This is
how you guys feel in my basement down there. This is your POV.
Solo mission, we'll call it, I guess. February 11th, Bellaire house. Solo in the basement, starting in the basement. EVP session.
This is a perfect example of one of our biggest challenges on investigations. The light that our camera sees cannot be seen with the naked eye. So when we are investigating, the room we are in is literally pitch dark. Jason cannot see where he's going. And
bro just tripped. Yeah, bro, that's not safe. You're gonna die.
He almost trips on the table in front of him, but he recomposes himself, observes his surroundings, and continues with his solo mission.
If there's anyone down here that can hear my voice, my name is Jason. I mean you no harm. I'm just here to like to make contact with you. I'd like to be able to speak to you. I'd like to be able to see you. If you could come up and touch me, give me a noise.
Touch me? Why would you be wanting to be touched? If the ghost interacts here, it's safe to assume the ghost is a gooner or a Discord mod.
Just give me a sign, give me a sound.
Like ghost cord?
Let me know of your presence, please. Is there anyone down here in the basement with me? I just want to know that you're here with me first. Just want to talk to you all, or whoever's down here with me. Yeah, basically for those watching, it's pretty easy to stub your toe in an area like this. Basically, this is pitch dark, what I'm seeing right now.
Super unsafe. Walking around in the house, pitch dark. If something happens, you're just straight up dead.
Edwin, are you here? Can you hear me? What I'm going to do at this time, I'm actually going to grab onto this, which is my ghost box. And got a Faraday pouch here. Basically, that just cuts down on the radio interference. And so what we're going to...
Nothing's happening for now. Imagine if there is a ghost and just thinking I ain't talking to a guy with a redneck accent, or even worse, a racist ghost, and there's a black person there, right? And the ghost is like, I'm not talking to a... You get the idea.
Do now, or what I'm going to do, rather. I'm going to go upstairs and venture into more of the Bellaire house here. Hello, who's here with me? My name is Jason. Can you give me a sign of your presence, please? Okay, at this time, I'm going to turn on the ghost box.
That fucking prop? Who put that there? Who thought this was a good idea? Bro! Yeah, I'd shit myself the moment I'd see this.
Anyone that can hear the sound of my voice, this box that I have in my left hand can pick up the sound of your voice. And if you would come up and speak into this in my left hand and give me your name, I would appreciate it. Go ahead and slide this in the pouch. Come on up to my left hand here on the stairway. Anyone on the attic or on the second floor, come down and speak into this. Tell me your name, please. My name is Jason. What's yours?
My name's Jeff. The F is a less hand, bitch. Just say left hand. Maybe different language, ghost. Or if he is a Discord mod, ain't talking to anyone other than my kitten. Nice as left, yeah. Nah, this time I'm 45 minutes in. It's unreasonable that I would die here.
Edwin, are you here? Who's in the house? Who's in here with me? Come on, speak to me. Who's in here with me? Go ahead and turn that off. Who's up here on the second floor with me? It seems like I'm picking up on you. Can you please just give me a sign of your presence? Just give me a knock, even.
Maybe send the girl and then the ghost will talk. Possibly. Perhaps. You never know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, again, why the fuck would a ghost talk to you?
Please.
It's awfully quiet.
As his time runs out, Jason ends his solo mission here on the second floor. But it wasn't without success because he captured some interesting voices coming across the ghost box. And to continue to try and make communication, Steve will pick up right where Jason left off, on the second floor. Hopefully these spirits will continue to communicate with us.
In one of the bedrooms?
The ghost be like, I unga, therefore I bunga. And then he just yanks you down the stairs.
Bathroom behind me, look at this. I'm in the middle of the hallway. I'm at the top of the steps. My back's to you.
Didn't they say that one of the dudes was pushed down, almost fell down out the window? Why the fuck are you standing right at the edge of the stairs? Bro has a death wish. He's braver than most.
You good at pushing people around, oppressing people. Push me. Push me down these steps. You know right now, Kristen's a good friend of mine, and so is Jeff. And I think it's total bull. Or the way you treat them, the way you oppress them, the way you threaten her family. They can't see you. They can't touch you. And you got to oppress them. That makes you one thing, and that's a damn coward. You are a coward.
Bro is trying to find out things which the challenger ghost never. Well, bro appears to be doing exactly this. Yep, yes, he's gonna die. My name is Jeff. Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. Bro is gonna die. And end of paranormal quest. Quest finished.
Whatever this negative energy is, attacking women, defenseless men, and animals. Push me!
Maybe that wasn't effective enough. Maybe you need to properly swear, like call him a bitch ass or something. I don't know. Do something.
Every room, man. Again, Edwin, Beth, the once living entities here, the people. This is not targeted at you. Ryan, Dave, Jason mean you nothing but the utmost respect. But what I don't respect.
Didn't you just call them a coward? I don't know. Yeah, I think they're no longer talking to you anymore. You insulted them. Why would they?
Respect are cowards. And I'll let you know one thing right now. You have no permission to attach to me, my friends, my family, their families, whatsoever. You are bound by the blood of Jesus Christ. And that includes Kristen. That includes Jeff. And
yeah, they're no longer yapping. They're sad now. They don't want to talk. Exactly. Maybe you didn't even want to do it. They're just testing out the powers, you know?
Kristen's husband. And all they and all she loves and holds dear to her heart. End of story. One thing I do want to say is that each of us on our solo missions for tonight wanted to approach the house in different manners. So, just for the viewers, just keep that in mind. You know, I know mine was a little.
Yeah, you are a bit more rough around the edges. What if the ghost is Jewish or Muslim? Well, for Muslims, Jesus is still a prophet, and he does come back to judge, so I guess it could still work, partially, I guess.
But kind of, you know, gruff tonight, but this is something that in the past we've talked to Kristen about, and she's
also, you have to remember, if the ghost was Muslim, he would have definitely pushed him downstairs.
She suffered from it. She suffered from this oppression. Whether it's only isolated to this house, we don't know. But she's a good friend of ours. So I can speak for the other three, and myself, obviously, that we hold this personal. When someone or something makes a point to mistreat or oppress, you know, a loved one of ours. So please keep that in mind when you're watching the segment.
For some reason, Steve's aggressive style of investigating during his solo mission, by calling out the negative entity that has attacked Kristen and her family, didn't yield any results as far as paranormal evidence goes. This is the mystery of the Bellaire house. This negative entity does not seem to come out when confronted. Why is it that this entity waits until its victim is not paying attention before it strikes? But as Steve exits the house, I enter the house, preparing for my solo mission, in the attic. Hello? Is there anyone up here who wants to talk to me? You know, they say the attic is one of the most scary places and that nobody wants to be up here by themselves. Well, here I am. Up here by myself.
Bro is definitely gonna be dragged into the cupboard and disappears now, forever. We got 4 more minutes. I don't think much is gonna happen here.
Against the advice of Kristen, against the advice of pretty much anyone that's investigated here, they say you don't want to go up there by yourself. You don't want to go anywhere by yourself in this house, especially the attic. Well, here I am, by myself, and if you have a message for me... We apologize for this blurry picture on the static camera pointed towards me, but just after we set up the camera, the autofocus engaged, pushing me and everything in the foreground out of focus. We can't contribute this to paranormal activity, but it is very odd that this camera would malfunction during my solo mission, and only my solo mission. And while we can't explain this, all we can do is continue to investigate.
Well, the autofocus just said bye-bye. Who needs it?
Is Edwin Hetherington here? Did you sit with us at our seance earlier?
Specifically Edwin Hetherington, we invite you to sit at this table with us in this chair. Edwin, can you tell us who we should communicate with here tonight?
We opened up lines for communication.
Remember how once the girls disappeared, it all went downhill from there? Like, it all went downhill, the yapping got less, they had less interest in engaging. It appears that it's actually the women. These ghosts are gooners.
For you. Is that the best you could do? Is what you've done so far? Come on, I'm up here by myself. Just like everyone said I shouldn't be. And yet, here I am. Right, just heard a knock.
I continue to try and make communication for the 10 minutes remaining of my solo mission, but it seems as though the activity completely died off after Jason left the house. And with morning fast approaching, we decide that it's time to end our investigation of the Bellaire house. But we can't leave this house without closing the circle that we started at the beginning. So we all sit down at that same table and close our communication session with the spirits of the Bellaire house. All of the spirits that were unleashed and open to communication at the beginning of the night at the breaking of the circle from the first seance, upon the breaking of this circle, are no longer open to communication and are bound to what they were and where they were and cannot follow us or anyone else home or move anywhere where they are unwelcome.
The blackish thing above the REM pod looked like a middle finger. Now that you mention it, I was like, odd. Well, maybe it was actually a middle finger. Be like, yeah, fuck you.
The conclusion of this seance will be the conclusion of the communication between Paranormal Quest and the Bellaire house. As we close this session and we close this investigation, we can't help but reflect on all the strange occurrences of tonight.
Do you remember my name?
Did it say that? I thought I heard it say that.
Yeah, I heard it say Shelby.
Can you say it, Shelby, again clear?
We set out to take on the Bellaire house, a haunted home with a deadly reputation.
It's like, haha, I did it again. Haha, next time you're gonna die. Haha, your son's with you. Yeah. You know, it's bad. Steve, it's bad.
And we can't deny, this was scary, but we came out of it better investigators and better people. We won't forget the Bellaire house. And we hope that the Bellaire house will never forget us.
Well, that's the end. None of it is provable. We have no idea how much is fake and how much is not. It's just interesting that the moment the women disappeared, the communication became less and less. The last big part was when the dudes were holding hands, and that's pretty much when it died off and did not recover whatsoever. It just died off. That's just really, really weird. Anyways, don't get haunted. Don't become, if you die, a Gooner ghost. If you do die, I recommend speaking and just trolling. Literally just trolling. Like saying stuff like skibbity riz and shit. And skibbity toilet. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.